Hey, what up, man? There's Nauman, Ephraim. Welcome, welcome. Hey, iPad 89. I know who that is. Ephraim, welcome to the session. We'll be getting started momentarily. Welcome, Nauman. Nauman, can you hear me?
Hey Joe, yes, I can hear you.
Excellent, thank you. There it is. Thank you, Larry.
You knew I'd eventually get it.
There it is. Sometimes you don't change a thing, yet it acts completely different the next day. Happens all the time.
All the time.
What's the weather like down by Sarasota?
Absolutely gorgeous, 70 degrees and partly sunny.
Nice. We got a snowy 30 degrees right now.
And that is why I live here, sir.
Yeah, Doug's always rubbing it in without trying to rub it in.
Oh man, you better be careful how you say those words, man.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I can't imagine somebody saying I'm rubbing it
We're
in
talking
somewhere.
about rubbing in the great weather down in Sarasota, and we got a snowy 30 degrees today.
Oh yeah, 30 degrees. Jeez. Man, it's yeah, what is it? It's 40 degrees. It's more than double the temperature down here now. So yeah, I'm rubbing it in there, Joe. Sorry. I'm a little bit congested though. Ironic, it's still too cold, man. My feet are cold right now. I gotta go get my slippers, I think, honestly.
Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah. No, you gotta do like a little Tanya's violin thing.
Exactly.
I literally saw the snow in Joe's front yard today.
Wow.
Yeah, I shared my camera. It's not a lot.
Boy.
Not a lot, and thankfully, because I'm not ready to start shoveling.
Yeah. Jeez. Hey guys, so let's you want me to go ahead and get started here as far as getting us into the group? What's best here?
I gotta make you host, and then that way it'll go from your account, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think so. And then we're gonna be talking again today about, I guess, social media and like leveraging Facebook and stuff like that. I think that's the topic, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, excellent. Everyone who's in the Zoom room, appreciate you being here. Feel free, if you haven't, been connected with us in this room recently or at all, like I see Ephraim's here, go ahead and feel free to put in your contact information or whatever you want to talk about with the group. You're obviously part of the Growth Collective if you're in the Zoom room or on the team, so you guys can connect separately, either inside the group or on Facebook or some other way. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this live set up and get it broadcast into the actual the Facebook group, and then we'll get jumping into it in a second.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, one thing I'll mention for the team, just to follow up on for future, is it'd be nice to have like a thing I can just copy and paste to put in there as far as what I can. It's not letting me promote. Why is it not letting me put it into the group now? I had this problem once. There it is. Okay. To have like copy and paste for like the title and the description. I don't have anything in there, so I just typed in something. But for next time we do one, if you don't mind, guys, if you could have maybe one of the team members give me a title and a description. I don't want to copy and paste the wrong thing either. So we're gonna go ahead and get broadcast, and then we'll get into it.
Copy on that.
Cool. I'll do my best not to sound super congested. I just got to go outside and get some more 70-degree weather, Joe.
Hey man, you just I'll tell you, you do not sound congested to me.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, welcome and good afternoon, everybody. Douglas J. Beck here in the Real Estate Investing Mastermind Group, and I appreciate you joining us today. We're going to be talking about a really cool topic around leveraging social media and specifically Facebook to become a real estate investor or to grow your real estate investing business. We're going to get into some of the talks around, how to acquire deals and connect with people that have deals, how to connect with people that are investors that are buying deals if you're looking to wholesale, how to find the people you're looking for, the contractors, the different, individuals on your team that you need to grow so you can grow a business. So we're going to be using the power of social media. I'm going to demo some things today. So I want you all to be ready to get your notes out and write down some specific steps. We're going to get like a preview today of some of the things that we covered actually in the Dealmaker Live last month, I guess. And we're coming into another Dealmaker Live event coming up here just next week, actually a week from today. The dealmakerlive.com has all the information. We're talking about the 5 steps to being a real estate investor, which are identify, analyze, negotiate, contract, and close. You'll see all the details on the site. You got an opportunity there. If you decide to take us up on this opportunity to basically get 4 hours of live training and implementation and allow yourself to step into this business as a real estate investor with us on Thursday night next week from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock, all you have to do, and then on top of all that, we're giving you a bonus, which is 30 days of free experience coming into our paid community called the Growth Collective Community. You can join that for the first month for free. So you have the event for 4 hours plus 30 days, and it's just $47 to get signed up. So if you want to take advantage of that offer, go to thedealmakerlive.com, click on the button to register, get your free ticket, and then from there, just upgrade to VIP. You're going to have $47. You're going to have literally 4 hours of training and implementation on next Thursday night. And then you're going to have, on top of that, you're going to have 30 days of support and coaching one-on-one with a private Slack channel with the same experience as our paid members. And we got some feedback. I said this yesterday. Some different people were kind of asking, they kind of scratching their head, saying, hey, I just got started with you guys, and how does this affect me? So really what's going to happen is we're going to extend those of you that, are at the Dealmaker Live that actually get plugged into the event that are part of the community. You're going to get a 30-day extension or access to the Growth Collective community for free, because we don't want you to feel like you're slighted at all. We want to make sure you know that we love you guys too. So we want to make sure you know that that's there. And I see some people coming into the room. So let's make sure we're monitoring the Zoom room team, and you get access, giving people access to the room. So again, today we're going to be talking about social media, right? And so I'm going to kind of take a step back and first off say hello to everybody again. Welcome to the room. If you're just catching this inside the group, go ahead and actually comment where you're based out of, comment what you're focusing on. Maybe share some detail around what some goals you have this year coming up are. Like, what are you doing for 2024? You're looking to buy more property, you're looking to invest, you're looking not to, you're not sure yet, you're trying to figure this out, you're trying to do your first deal. Something about that. Use the comment feature or use the Zoom room to let us know what's on the hopper for next year. We're like 3 weeks away, 3.5-ish weeks away, I would say, almost 4 to the new year. So we got a little bit of a window here to plan and prep, right? And today's going to be part of that preparation for you, getting you ready to understand how to use technology, how to use social media, how to use specifically in this platform here is Facebook to leverage the power of connection and be connected to people without having to think very much and not just having to go to certain places online, using certain steps and sort of systems, if you would, things that our paid clients, get coached on, things that are part of the community, things are part of our done for you service is exactly where we're going to kind of get the tip of the iceberg today to kind of see some of that today. We're not going to just talk about it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give you guys examples, right? So this is not just going to be, a lecture or a presentation. All right. Again, team, the Zoom room needs some help with some people trying to get in. We got a lot of folks trying to join us in this Zoom. So if you want to join us in the Zoom, you could do this actually. If you want to do that now, go over to the dealmakerlive.com. If you register for the dealmakerlive.com, if you sign up for the VIP right now, we'll get you in the room right now. You'll have not only just the Dealmaker Live itself, but you'll be part of a community officially today. For the next 30 days, you'll have access to this Zoom room and the one that comes right after this, which is at 1 p.m. The dealmakerlive.com is the website to go to. Register for the $47 VIP ticket, and we can have you join us inside of Zoom. And we'll say hello and congratulations and welcome, and we'll get you plugged into the room here with the folks that are in the room with us. Okay. Team, again, who is monitoring that? Because I see a couple of people in the waiting room. I can't keep looking at the waiting room. All right. That being said, let's jump into it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually step back and let you know a little bit of my background in case you don't know. My background comes from technology and comes from corporate IT. some procurement. Some of you have heard me talking about my story, but I would say most of my background is technology based. Most of my background is business and technology, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and Candace, I see you up there. I'm going to make you co-host. It seems like Joe might have stepped away or something.
No, I'm here.
Those I
Oh,
can see
I'm
him.
here. I don't see anyone
So
trying
those
to come
folks,
in. That's why I was
those
wondering.
folks, yeah, Dave just trying to get in, and also Wendy. So I just let them in. I don't know why you're not seeing them for some
Oh,
reason.
because I'm not co-host. That's what it is.
You got to be co-host. You got to let me know that. Okay, no problem.
Gotcha.
Mo is co-host as well. So we got a few people here. You guys can manage that. You got a few people to count on. So
Hmm.
you got a friend in me, right? It's like, okay. So listen, so my background with technology being the base and with business and marketing, I've had to learn by adapting to the new technology. So for example, when I first messed with a computer, I was like 9 years old, and I'm 30 years older than that now. So basically, my dad brought home a 386 computer, and that 386 was this big white box. It was from the company that he was working at, that they were upgrading their computers. They deleted all the hard drives. It was all new, clear and everything like that. They're like, hey, we're gonna get rid of these, but if you have a use for them, you guys as employees can take them home and you can do whatever you want to do with them. They're pretty much obsolete at this point. This was before the day of CD-ROMs. This was actually right when like hard floppy disks, like they're not the floppy ones, like the 5 1/4, like 3.5 inch floppy. If anybody remembers that 3.5, I don't have one here, but like a little hard. That was what the computer used. It had 1.44 megabytes of space on it. Like that was a big deal because I think that the floppy ones that were 5 1/4 had like maybe 512 kilobytes, which is like less than half or something. It's just crazy to think. It's like before graphics, like we had no Zoom, there was no video, there was no cell phones like the way that we use them today, at least. There might have been flip phones. There was definitely not a smartphone. That's kind of what my dad, kudos to my dad, Mr. Beck up there in New Jersey, John Beck. You guys could look him up. He's got a short-term rental down in Florida in Kissimmee. So that's DisneyWorldHouseRental.com. DisneyWorldHouseRental.com is my dad's house, and he's got a lot of connections in Central Florida for like short-term rentals. So if you're interested in that, you definitely got to connect with him. But he got me the start, honestly, as a kid. And now I have kids right now, the next generation. So my son, and my oldest son is about to be 13. Kind of nuts to say that, he's a preteen, but he's got every device you could think of pretty much he can use and knows how to use it: a tablet, a laptop, a TV that's got like smart TV and all that stuff. So the point of this is that technology is moving so fast. Now we have AI. Now we have different tools and things that can make our lives easier, but also are very dangerous. And so I would say, like, over the course of the past, couple of decades, right? Couple few decades, we all know that we've seen a massive shift in technology. But the thing is, the question we need to ask ourselves to start this is like, have we kept up? Have you kept up with technology? Have you kept up with the movement in the direction that we don't have a choice anymore necessarily? I mean, you do have a choice. I'm not going to disempower you. You'd have a choice of just taking, being totally disconnected and being off the grid. I guess there are people that do this, and I'm not judging. That's the possibility. But if you are looking to grow and you're looking to connect, the technology's never been greater, because the days of having a big white box with another big white box of a screen called a CRT monitor in front of your face, like that. If you ever look up on YouTube, "A Bad Day at the Office," that will make you laugh. Go look up later on today, go to YouTube and type in "A Bad Day at the Office." It's like the song goes, you had, or ways ago, it's like, if you think you're having a bad, I can't think right now. It's like, I'm gonna tip my tongue. But anyways, the guy's like really upset. And it's that song, "You're having a bad day. If you got a bad day," that song. And the guy's like throwing his computer monitor because he's so annoyed for the day. And he took like his keyboard and he's smashing the printer. Like, it's ridiculous stuff, right? So it just makes you laugh. But it's like, those are the days of technology back in the 90s and even the 80s. Now we're in the 2000s, 2023, 2024 coming up. It's like, we got to keep up with the times. And so I hate to say this, but it's facts. Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and all these other social media platforms are the current day-to-day technology leaders in many ways of being able to connect people. Zoom here, we're using a Zoom room plugged into Facebook. Like, this is an example where I'm sitting in a certain part of Florida, you're sitting wherever you are, and we could be interconnected through the internet with high-speed broadband connections that like was not possible ever in the 90s and the early 2000s. So we have to harvest that possibility. We have to lean into that if we want to be connected. So that's a big if. I want you all to think about this, right? I want you to participate in this part. It's like, do you want to buy real estate? That's the first question. Do I want to buy real estate? And the answer needs to be either yes or no. Just do me a favor and say, I must buy. If you want to buy, put the words "I must buy." Not "I will, I could, I might." I must buy. I must buy. Like those three words, I must buy. So if that's the case, I must buy. Okay, cool. Well, how do I buy? Because I need to, if I must do this, I need to know how to do this and what to do. That's where we get into 5 steps. Okay, the 5 steps again are identify, analyze, negotiate, contract, and close. Again, identify, analyze, negotiate, contract, and close. Okay, so now if I must buy, can I identify something that is what I must buy? Do I know how to identify something that I must buy? Well, let's think. I need to think about my requirements. What are my requirements? I want you all to think for a second. What must I buy? What? What is the question right now? What must I buy? Well, real estate, Doug, of course. No, but specifically, what are you looking for? What are you looking and what must you buy? What do you mean? Well, I must buy a single family home because I know single family homes are always in demand. For example, this isn't what you have to do. And I know that there's a market for that, even if rates are a little wacky, rates are adjusting. Cannon's sent a really good article about that. Thank you, Cannon's, again, for sharing that about rates, dipping down a little bit. And we're hearing the news and we're seeing some adjustments in the markets and things loosening up, which is good. However, like either way, like I must buy single family, for example. Well, okay, now let's get a little more specific. What else must I consider as far as the type of property, the type of building I'm buying? Well, how big of a purchase price? Like, as in, what is your budget? Well, I don't know yet, Doug. Well, we need to figure that out. Like, that's part of what today could be. So, like, think about it. What must I buy? Where does it exist? Also, how much is it? Where does it exist? Like, is it in this part of where you're sitting right now? Like in your town, in your city, in your county, in your state? Like, or is it somewhere else? I'm not going to keep going, but I need you to understand, like, if you don't have clarity on what it is that you must buy, then you're not going to be able to buy it. I mean, you could by accident, but if I don't have my target clearly defined, anything, like when they invented the computer, right? And they had this big white box and said, this device needs to calculate stuff. It needs to take some load off of a person having to write down on a piece of paper or use the punch card things that my dad said he used to use when he was doing stuff with mainframe computers and these massive rooms full of like servers that were going like a 1,000th of the speed of like your phone. Like they were going super slow, but he had the utility of what was available then. Now we have a whole different world. So it's like, if I have the utility, like in the internet, and I have the utility of Facebook and social media, but yet I don't know how to use it or why I'm using it or what I'm using it for, tell me what, it's going to be useless. It's going to be a distraction. So check this out. I want you to write this down. Again, I must buy. What must I buy? I need you to get clear on that. We can work on this next week. It's part of what we talk about in the Dealmaker Live. But today, start thinking about that. If you haven't thought about that, what am I buying? What must I buy? What kind of property? Where's it located? How much is it going to cost? And you might say, well, Doug, I need to know how much I'm allowed to buy. How much can I afford to buy, for example? So now we start talking, which is fine. We talk kind of like a buyer of a home that you're going to live in. Like, well, what's my payment every month? Can I afford it? Do I meet the debt to income? Those are ways of evaluating what I must buy based on my affordability. Now, as a real estate investor, I could tell you that those ways are not applicable nearly as much as a real estate investor that understands the possibility. And what do I mean by this? Most of the money that you need to buy real estate is already available, like as in right now, okay? I'm going to give you a website to check out that everyone here can go to. It's called KPRE Capital Group, kprecapitalgroup.com. If you have a deal, very important. If you do not yet have a deal, that's okay. If you want to go take a look at how this all works and get an idea, then the website you want to go to, you can still check out KPRE Capital Group, but don't submit a loan request for something that doesn't exist yet. That doesn't make a lot of sense. If you need help understanding how this stuff works and you want to get our team to support you, go to this website, which is realdirectlending.com. Realdirectlending.com is a private lending gateway, direct lending gateway to KPRE and potentially others if we can't do it through KPRE. However, it also has education and information about how that stuff works as detail that might help you understand a little bit more about, this business of private lending and how you can understand how to borrow capital from institutions that provide capital like that. So let's take I don't know how much I can afford, kind of put that to the side. I want you to think of forgetting money for a second. If you were to put money aside as far as not having to worry about how much you have or how much you don't have, what kind of property would you buy? And where would it be located? And how much would it be that you buy it for in a range? Like, is it under 300,000, 300 to 600,000, 600 to $1 million? Like, pick numbers to go with the range. Okay. It describes a certain kind of property in that market that you know is a certain kind of buyer probably at the end of that you could sell to or that you could rent out a certain way. That's what we want to get to. The next piece of this, everybody, if you're following along, give me a thumbs up either on Zoom, give me a comment on Facebook. I'm not really monitoring Facebook. Somebody can just confirm that Facebook is all good. If they're not following along, I'll come back. Okay. But give me a quick thumbs up or like a thumbs up on emoji, whatever you got. Okay. If you understand what you're buying, what you must buy, where it's located, some of the details around it, the next question to say is, am I going to buy something with the intention to sell it? Or am I going to buy? And by the way, this is all pre-work for our Facebook exercise we're going to do in a couple minutes here. We have to get this part done because if we don't do this, it's kind of useless again, what we're doing on Facebook. It doesn't make a difference. If I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy this thing this way, that area, but I don't know what am I going to do at the end of it? Am I going to flip it? Like as in sell it? Am I going to keep it? Or I don't know yet. I might do one or the other. I don't know yet. And I don't know yet yields uncertainty. And uncertainty, not to go on a thing here, but like it's going to create complexity in your head. It's going to make you not want to take action. So like just pick one to start with. I'm going to flip this, or I'm just going to sell the deal. Like that's called wholesale or contract flipping. If that's what you decide, totally fine. We have a lot of experience. We've done over a couple hundred transactions, north of 240 at this point that we've done successfully. And we're doing a lot more. We have like multiple deals available right now. So anybody out here who is buying in pretty much any area of the country, including our clients, you need to let us know, what are you looking to buy? Because our team on the wholesale side is growing and we're getting more influence and ability to bring transactional stuff to you. So don't be shy. Come out of the woodwork. Let us know. Shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, or just send an email to sales@jdlventures.com. Sales@jdlventures.com. Let us know what you're looking to buy. And let us know how you found this, if it's on Facebook or if you're part of the group. If you're part of the group, you can put it in Slack. You guys already have a Slack channel for that purpose. You got to let us know right in the Slack channel, hey, I'm looking to buy this, this, and this. I thought about my buy box and I got clarity on this. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, team. This is what I want to buy. Please give me this so I can buy it. And we're working on that with a handful of clients right now that are like actively looking to buy right now. If you don't have that capacity, then by all means, just send us an email, sales@jdlventures.com. All right. So I got clarity on what I'm buying, where I'm buying it, what it's going to be as far as what I buy it for. And I want to think about what am I going to do with it once I buy it? Because if I don't know that, then I don't want to get into a property where like, I'm not sure. And then I buy it and then I get stuck and I'm not sure if I should sell it. Should I keep it? What should I do? I've had that happen, unfortunately. I want to be transparent that this happens. Things change. Like the market does move. Decisions do get changed. People have to make adjustments. But go with the plan based on the information you have today of what am I planning to do once I buy this property? Because I'm going to buy the property. You're going to buy the property. It's not a question of if you will. It's a matter of how soon you will. It's a must. If it's truly a must, you got to make it a must. Well, Tony Robbins says that all the time. Make it a must. If it's not a must, it's not going to happen. It must happen. And so obviously with the power of God, anything is possible, but with your mindset and focus and with his capacity to help serve you and be faithful to him, then it's going to happen, right? It's just a matter of time. And so with that being said, yesterday, actually, shout out to Wendy. We did sort of an ad hoc training and kind of dissertation and conversation around like how she's got some really cool stuff going on up in Canada. Wendy's one of our Growth Collective members. She's been working for over a year now, and she's got a deal under contract in Canada. So check out that replay from yesterday if you missed it and hear from Wendy about what she's working on. She's a good example, a great example of a testimony to what's possible when you focus on what you must buy. And with God in your corner, because she really inspires me with her faith for sure. And I learn a lot every time I talk with her about that. So with that being said, what's the strategy on the exit? Is it going to be a flip? Is it going to be a keep? A flip or a hold? A sell or a keep? However you want to think of it. Or is it, I'm not sure, I might wholesale this. Okay, decide that. Write that down. Now, once I have that pretty clearly defined, then it's like I want you all to imagine yourself, if you close your eyes for a second, and you think like grabbing a backpack full of stuff, like you're going to go on a hike. And you're going to put all this stuff, all these tools, you're going to go out there and hunt, or you're going to find the thing you're looking for. You're going to go conquer this mountain or this place you're going to. You have this bag. Your bag is your tool set. It's your utility. It's the stuff you need, the goods that you need to, like the food, the drink, the supplies. Without that clarity, without that focus, and without that commitment of I must, and without that bag, you are unprepared. And we do not want to be unprepared. Preparation is all of what it's about, really. It's like anything in life. So we have that bag on. We're like, I'm going to set out for this conquest to go source a deal. And I'm going to use the technology. Like that mountain over there, it looks difficult, but there's this thing that they invented hypothetically that allows me to climb the mountain without actually walking up on my feet. It's like a Segway designed for the mountain, and it's right over there. I was going to go grab it. So I'm going to go grab that thing called Facebook, and I'm going to go conquer this mountain with my backpack prepared and my utilities and my supplies ready to rock this mountain. Is it easier to climb a mountain with a backpack and a Segway type of thing that conquers the mountain, or walk up it with no shoes on? You get the point? So without preparation, without a focus on disciplined preparation, it's going to be extremely difficult, next to impossible, to conquer this mountain. So don't even do that. Don't waste your time. Don't spin your wheels, please. You're going to hurt yourself. It's like self-sabotage. It's not a good idea. So get the backpack. Today's part of the backpack. We're putting some stuff in the backpack. We're getting preparation. We got the utility, the third-party utility called Facebook, social media, to connect us to the mountain, to this mountain of real estate investment that we're climbing. We're going to hop on that Segway today. We're going to ride it a little bit. I'm going to show you some of the mountain that exists already and how to get there, how to get closer to the top, navigating through a very rocky path, so to speak, of the internet, but not that difficult because we have a path that's already been walked. Someone else already left tracks for us to show us where to go, where not to go. They've even put signs for us, and they've given us indication of where the milestones are on that mountain to get to the top the fastest without getting hurt. And that's literally what I'm going to show you today. Like, I'm a tour guide, effectively, in this analogy of a mountain climber going up this mountain called real estate investing. That's what I attempt to be every single time I speak about something, I coach on something. I want to be your guide and your coach. That's my intention. So with that being said, who is ready to climb the mountain? Because I'm going to show you some cool stuff. If you're ready to climb, just give me a thumbs up or a hands up or some type of indication on Facebook. You're ready to climb the mountain. So let's go. Let's give me a let's go comment. Okay. We're going to share my screen. And I want you to consider, again, go back to your notes. As I'm bringing this up, go back to your notes. And I want you to make sure you wrote down it's a must. I must buy real estate. If that's what you are. If you're not, then it's okay. You might not be ready for this conversation. It's okay. You could be listening in only. That's fine. I must buy. What must I buy? Get clarity on what you must buy if you can. If you don't know yet, that's something we could work on, right? Where must I buy it? How much is it that I must buy it for in rough numbers? What's my strategy once I buy it? Those details matter. That's the preparation. You're packing the backpack. Now we're going to start climbing the mountain. Okay. And team, if you could do me a favor, make sure that our social media promotion stuff is dialed back for a little bit. That'd be super helpful. Okay. So check it out. I'm inside of the real estate investing mastermind group that we see here, which we have right now. And you all are a part of this. Even if you're part of the Growth Collective, you have access to this. There's over 4,000 members. There's 4,041 members. Thank you all, seriously, for being a part of this group. And I appreciate you being here. But I'm going to show you today how to maximize the utility out of this group in ways you may not realize are right in front of you. And I'm going to show you other groups of how to do the same exact thing. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you we're going to take a little tour of another group, of a group I know about that has what we want. So let's say if you're sitting here right now and you're looking to source a deal, I want you to put the word source, S-O-U-R-C-E, source. See, I used to work in sourcing. We would source services and technology and things for J&J. So if you're here to source a deal, put somewhere the word source. Okay, we're going to source a deal. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm literally going to type in, and I don't know who owns this group, but I use it sometimes. So I'm going to thank them for letting me use their group and be a part of it. Florida off-market real estate deals. I don't own this group, but I'm a member, and you could be a member too. Notice there's 309 of my friends and over 30,000 members in this particular group. 30,000 people. Okay, 30,000 people is a lot of people, but that's Florida. I mean, it's the whole state. Now let's check this out. How do I find this group? I go to Facebook on your phone or on your computer, and I literally type in the state that I'm in. Let's put Kentucky. I got a client or two in Kentucky. Kentucky off-market real estate. Let's see what happens. Let's just do one I haven't done before. Let's just check it. We got Pennsylvania to Kentucky off-market properties. I mean, there's 6,500 people in Kentucky. Nothing against Kentucky, but that's like more than I kind of anticipated in my head for some reason. I'm thinking Kentucky is a little bit smaller than Florida, not as densely populated, maybe. I'm just saying, I don't know. I never went there. I should go visit, but 6,500 people with 10 posts a day. It literally tells me, like, boom, the flag's in the ground. You're looking for Kentucky real estate off market. It's right here. There's 10 people posting a day about stuff. You got to come check us out. Join us. I'm going to click on join. It's that simple. It didn't even ask me questions. Oh, and it even tells me related groups. Now, I don't know if I want bourbon. I do sometimes have a bourbon with a couple of friends. It's Louisville, Kentucky. If I'm a Kentucky investor, I'm looking at Louisville. I could go to Louisville Wholesale Property Investors Group, and that's another 3,500, maybe some of the same. Central Kentucky Homes for Sale, Burr, Louisville, 164 people. I have no idea if these groups, I never went in them. I'm not sure what they are, if they're good or not, except for what the title says. Now I can just ignore all that though. And I just simply scroll down. I read the little thing about. I'm in the Kentucky off-market properties group. I have never been in this group in my life before. Full transparency. This is totally random, on the fly, spontaneity and stream of consciousness, and it's just the way I roll. So I want to show you, because this is literally, you're coming in fresh. So I'm pretending I'm you coming in fresh. What do I do? And I'm doing this with you. Like I deal with all my clients, the paid community, and our done for you clients. We actually do some of this for you. And we have other people do this for you. So if you're interested in that, hit us up with a done for you or DFY. We have at least one person I saw pop in that's one of our clients, and we're doing a lot of this work and prepping her business to be this way. So that's done for her, not by her, but for her. Okay. So if you want that DFY, we have Candace in the room. Candace is the director of Done For You Services, and she has a whole bunch of detail that she could share with you and talk to you on a call about if you're interested in that. But I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Today's DIY, or D with me, done with me. And so we have here your source for deeply discounted off-market Kentucky properties. Post off-market deals and cash buyers are welcome to find a great flip or rental. So they literally created the group for this. Okay, now let's see. There's a lot of stuff to look through. If I keep scrolling, it just seems like overwhelming. I'm not going to do this. I could do this. I could just keep scrolling and reading through stuff, or I could be a little more efficient. And check this out. I'm going to show you real quick. It's going to go fast, but I'm going to do it a couple times. I'm going to show you how simple this is. Ready? Click the search button. Right here is a little magnifying glass. It's kind of hidden. It's all, you look into the left, you see discussion feature. Where's that search thing? All the way to the right. Boom. Search. Deal. Let's just with the word deal. Let's just try it. I'm locking up 2 deals a week in Lexington, looking for buyers, or I have no idea who this person is. I'm full transparency. I don't know if they're good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. Current deal is perfect. I have no idea what that even means, but check this out. This guy, Luke, if he's in the room, or Luke, if he's in the room here, I'm going to look at his name. I'm going to hover over his name. Actually, I'm going to go look and see. I might go here. I don't want to block him. I want to click on his name again. I'm still in the group, but I'm using the same tab. Okay. I could see what he's posting. I have more deals than buyers in Louisville and Lexington. 2 deals now available. I'm getting 2 deals per week. Post your info. I'll see what I have. Now, full transparency. I'm not saying this is Luke, but there are people that make posts like this and don't have anything to offer, that are basically wasting your time. So be aware of that if you're buying. There are people that post what they call ghost ads, which, believe it or not, one of my early on mentors actually suggested to do this. I think it's a horrible idea. I think it's unethical, not good. I don't know if it's illegal, but it's definitely not my favorite at all. Don't post something you don't have. You post something you can actually bring. But this guy, who knows? Hopefully he has something to offer. So you contact the guy. How do I contact him? Well, I go here and I literally click on message. This pops up in a little window. Before I send him a message, I'm going to go to his profile, or actually I'm going to hover over his name. And I'm going to click on add a friend. And then I'm going to go over to his profile in a new tab, or you could do it however way you want to do this. And I'm going to see what he's got. I'm going to see, this is his profile inside the group. I'm going to go ahead and actually minimize this. I'm going to go to main profile. It was his birthday recently, so I could do something there if I want, or I could just watch what he's got. I mean, this is a long time ago. He's not posting. I'm not friends yet, so he's not showing a lot of public stuff. If I had seen some public things that I could engage with, then what I would do is I would go, and I could still do this. I could just like this. And that's the only thing I could see. I'll just say something like, let's see what he's, he was talking about. Hey, here at the Japanese design. I had no idea. I'm not going to post anything on that one. It's just his birthday. He's got a hidden profile. Okay. So I'm not gonna bug this guy. We'll see what he's got. Maybe he's got something, maybe he doesn't. I'm gonna show you another better example, but we're gonna message him. If he responds to my Facebook request in the meeting, we'll actually message this guy something. But I'm gonna show you another person because he's not helping me out with his way he did his profile. We have a great deal under contract. Now, mind you, this is from 2022. Let's talk about this for a second. And we've only done one keyword, which is deal, which is like the most basic keyword you could ever pick. All right. Are you guys following this? Can you just show me that you get this so far? It's making sense. Is this like simple to do? This is like at our fingertips. Like you could be anywhere in the world doing this. You could have a virtual assistant in the middle of nowhere, anywhere in the world doing this, as long as they have an internet connection. You could do this. You could have your friend, your kids, your mother, father, whoever do this. It's not hard to do this. We're not, and this is not like the whole thing, but this is the starting point. Okay. So Cody says here, Cody Morrell, I don't know who that is either, but he said, I have a great deal. We're considering assigning in Radcliffe. I happen to know a friend of mine, David, actually has property, I believe, in Radcliffe. So that's interesting. Right now, I don't know if he'd be buying something, but this is from November of last year. Why would I ever pay attention to that, Doug? You're talking about a year ago. The deal's gone. Oh, interesting. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Thank you so much for asking that question. You probably did ask that question in your head for a second. I know I did. You know what? If he was doing it last year, he might be doing it again this year. And if he did it last year, hopefully he's a little better this year. Maybe he has some more deals and he's not posting about it in the group because he doesn't need to anymore. He wants to talk to people on the phone or through a Facebook message. So you know what you do? The same exact thing. I go here, I look, I see who's commenting as well. I can say about that in a sec. Seller two, subject, all this stuff. Okay, cool. I'll come back to that. Let's do this. I go click on his profile, new tab, same process. Doesn't take a lot of time. Computer's going a little slow though. I'm not sure why. Let me see if I can fix something real quick. All right, it's loading slowly but surely. All right, so now we see these are the posts that he has in the group. He's got this one post from November, and that looks like it. So maybe he is, maybe he isn't a good contact. We're gonna find out. We're gonna click on this little button, click on View Main Profile. Let's see if he allows me to see his profile. Backpacking. Oh my God, I can't make this up. The guy's backpacking in Montana at one point, and I'm talking about back. I didn't have any idea. You just saw me. I went into the group. I clicked on join the group. I'd never been part of this group, and the second person I pick has a backpack with his significant other going up a mountain in Montana. What are the odds? Okay, if you don't know God's working for real, like this is real right here. I have no idea how this happens, but it just God. Okay, so anyways, this is a reminder for us that maybe he's somebody I should consider talking with. Now I have no idea, but I'm gonna go here and say, love, this looks awesome. Great photos. And I can put a little emoji if I want. Now let's see what else. Backpacking, good time spent with family. Okay. Why am I doing this? Well, I want to show up on his feed. I want Cody to know who I am. I'm gonna go ahead and add him as a friend. I can't send him. I don't know this person. It doesn't let me see. Okay, so Facebook doesn't like me right now. It's throttling me probably, but you could add him as a friend. I can't. I just commented he might ask to be my friend. Hopefully he does. I'm gonna say, hey Cody, are you still getting deals in Kentucky? Saw a post you made in the Kentucky RE off market group. That's it. I don't need to do anything else. It took me about 10 seconds. Okay, thank you so much, Cody. I'll check on you later. Coming back. Close the window. Close the window. Back to Kentucky off market. Next. Guys, I'm going to pause on the screen share for a second. I can't emphasize how important this process is for you. And you may think it's ridiculous. And I understand why, because you're like, how could this actually work? When I tell you that more than 90% of the wholesale deals that we've done have been with other investors that brought us the deal, probably 95%. Is that surprising? It might be. But I thought you were spending millions of dollars a year on marketing and doing all this direct mail and doing cold calling and doing all these things with bandit signs and putting up signs and taking them down and making sure you don't get fined for putting up signs on the corner of the street. So you should have put them on $500 per sign, and township municipalities yelling at you and people screaming at you. No, I don't like that. I'm not doing that. Been there before, was recommended to do that by some people. Not my flow. I don't know, if you guys want to do that, be my guest. I'm not into that really. I don't like having to do stuff that's like borderline, like that, to have to put out just to get people to respond. That doesn't make sense really. I need to think like strategically and efficiently. All right. So here's something I want you to write down. Everybody that you need is already online somewhere. Everybody that you need, everybody I need is already online somewhere. The question is, where can I find them? So some people are on Facebook. Some people are on LinkedIn. Some people are on Instagram. And some people are just on Google. And other people are on all these things. But the question is, what are you doing? What am I doing? What are we all doing to source and find these connections? And if the answer is nothing or very little, then there's your answer. That's why, because if you're not connecting to people that have what you want, you're not going to obtain what you want, what you must buy. So I need you all to consider. Just this morning, I'm going to give you a case example here. I have a friend of mine, and his name is Alex. Okay. He's looking for his next property. He texted me this morning. He's got a property he just finished. It looks beautiful. He's selling it. I don't know if Alex can hear this, but Alex, shout out to you, brother. I'm not going to say your last name because I didn't get your permission. I'm just going to say Alex. And he's looking for deals. And he's in this area. So what did I do? And there's at least 2 people, I think, probably hearing this message now that I sent the message to. There's at least 2 of my Growth Collective community members that are in the wholesale business locally that already have connections and experience and resources of time and effort and all the things they've done and all that to get deals. So why does Doug think that he needs to go get the deal himself? All I need to do is tap my other friend on the shoulder, like Larry, for example. Pick on Larry for a second. I'm gonna call you out, brother. All right. Hey, Larry, you got any deals? I got a guy buying some deals. Can we make some money together? Hey, let me see what I got. Now, what does Larry do? Larry goes through his Rolodex and says, I either got somebody that's got a deal directly or I got the deal myself. That's about as far as Larry's going to go, most likely, in the model that I find worked well. So what am I saying? We're not doing the old quote unquote daisy chain. Okay. I want to be very clear here because some of you are like, oh, that's the daisy chain. You're going, this guy's got that guy, and then nobody has anything. No. My model is either I'm the buyer or I'm working directly with the investor who's the buyer. That's it. I'm not going past that as far as on the disposition side of flipping the deal. When I go to get deals and acquire them through relationships, of which many have been established through Facebook and social media. In fact, most people, including the people in the Zoom room, correct me if I'm wrong, we have not probably met in person with the exception of people locally in New Jersey that we've met together or people locally in Florida that have met you recently. And otherwise, you might even be in the same state that I'm talking about, but we haven't actually met in person, which is kind of crazy. And it's kind of scary, but it's reality of what we live in right now. So we either got to buy into the reality or avoid it and ignore it. And that's not a good idea. So frankly, we are connected more than ever. But if we're connected unintentionally and not focused on how that connection means something to me and the other person, that's where things fall apart. So if I'm intentional, like, oh, boom, this morning, Alex, like my property's on the market. It's already pending. I'm looking for my next deal. I'm like, all right, he's ready to go. He wants to buy something. Right now, I'm not buying something. I'm in a different mode of lending capital through the fund and doing what I'm doing with the coaching and everything else I got my hands full. I'm selling a couple properties, right? I'm selling a few, actually. I got a couple rentals we bought recently, but I'm also selling a few. So Alex, I'd rather give Alex the deal, let him do the deal, take a loan or not from our fund, get the deal given from somebody else like Larry, and now everybody's winning. It's a team sport. You know who else does this? Guys, I'm giving you a preview of the stuff we talk at the Dealmaker Live. This is exactly what's going to happen in the Dealmaker Live, literally that night together with people collaborating on the spot in the room. TheDealmakerLive.com. Upgrade for $47 to get 4 hours of training and coaching, plus another 30 days of an experience working together. And if you're already a client and I don't know what the team has exactly, but if you happen to get a ticket, you're just going to get an extension of another 30 days access to the community. So it doesn't hurt to get that knocked out if you want to do that. But frankly, it's like a no-brainer just to get there. And if you can't make the actual event, you still have the 30 days of coaching. So it's like buying coaching for $47 2 times a week in a private group with people supporting you in a private session. Like that to me is like really better than anything we've ever done before, actually. Really it is. And it's coming up next week. So lock in your spot, thedealmakerlive.com, and then go to the VIP thing to upgrade. That's no brainer, number 1. Number 2 is be intentional. Be intentional. Don't lose focus of what you want and need, but talk about what you have. See, what you have is a plan, or maybe you don't yet. Maybe you don't have a plan. Maybe you don't have clarity. Maybe you need some time to get that clarity and that plan put together. That's another great reason to join us on December 14th, next Thursday. But also another great reason to consider working with me and the team on a one-on-one basis. If that's you, maybe it's an existing client or somebody who's in the room here who needs that one-on-one kind of breakdown, specific to your needs and kind of understand what's going on that's holding you back. Because you know what to do, you know how to do it, but you're still not doing it for some reason. And that's okay. I get it. Like we feel for you. I understand that because maybe you feel overwhelmed or you're confused, whatever the case might be. There's something going on holding you back from actually doing it and implementing it. You have basically 2 options if that's you. Well, 3 actually. You option number 1 is do nothing about it and continue to, with all due respect, have this pity party for yourself, which I've been there before, so I'm not trying to be rude. I know what it's like. I've stepped out of that though, and I said, no, I'm going to look for someone to lead me and guide me and be in my corner. That's option number 2. But if you're not ready for that intentionally, like saying, I'm going to go get someone like a coach, whether it's me or somebody else or our group, then number 3 is at least take it serious and come up with a plan. And that plan could be just like, I'm going to step into just making space and time to sit down and clarify and do like a brain dump of like everything going on in my life and organize my life and organize my business. And then at that point, guess what? Now I'm ready for going to the next level. Because now I have everything laid out. Now I go through, like I told my kids the other day, there's 3 things we got to do, guys and gals. 3 things from a layout of prioritization. If anybody feels like there's too much on your plate in any capacity in your life, and I've been there and I'm there now in some ways, and so I'm doing this every day. 3 things you must do, which yield growth in your business, growth in your life, growth in your people that you connected to, all that stuff. Number 1, capture on paper. I want you to write down, capture on paper what is on your mind. What is going on in your life right now? Capture it on paper, not on a computer, not on the wall. The whiteboard's great, but put it on a piece of paper. Take your hand with a pen and write it down. And write for as long as you need to write until everything is out of your head. If you have it on your mind, it hasn't been written down yet. You got to get on a piece of paper, even if it doesn't make sense. If it's embarrassing to write, if it's like crushing, you start crying because you wrote it down. You're like, I can't believe I wrote that down, but that's how I'm thinking about this thing or feeling about this thing. That's okay. Do it in private. Invest the time for yourself to get clarity on just what's on your mind. Step 2, go through what you wrote down. And now we go through the process of simply categorizing. It's real simple. You start circling stuff, crossing stuff out, putting different symbols and X's and O's and all that kind of stuff. Like what I'm going to do here, that's like, organize it, right? Check it out. One of my favorite words, my dad, used to always say, and still does say, what are your priority right now? What's your priority? What are you focusing on? What's your prioritization? What does that look like? Well, maybe you don't know. Maybe you do. But if you have this long list of stuff and you're like, what do I do first? That's what happens with categorization. We prioritize. I'm going to give you a sub part of priority real quick. And we're going to pull this whole thing together and then take it into action. And we're going to talk about next steps. Again, if you guys go, anybody listening to this on the Facebook group, if you go to thedealmakerlive.com right now, literally right now, and you get enrolled and you do the VIP upgrade, I want the team to monitor that and let them in the room. If they do come in, I want to give you the honor to be able to come with us in this meeting and into 1 o'clock and beyond today and start your 30-day trial with us today. If not, we'll see you next week at that. But for right now, I want to give you the opportunity. So if you hear this message and if it's today's or whatever this gets posted, if you hear this on a replay, whatever the next Dealmaker Live is, you're going to be able to join us though in the group for the next 30 days. That offer is as of right now, December 7th, 2023. So that may change. So the team will have to edit this part out, I guess, right? But it is what it is. We're here now. So prioritization. There's 2 ways to prioritize or to organize your prioritization process. Metric number 1. I'm giving these in order so you can write them down, focus on what it is, and this is really important. Importance. It's really important. It's importance. The first thing is importance. What is the importance? Let me give you another word to consider, another subpart of importance. Value, benefit, savings, blessing, ability, opportunity. Fill in the blank, another cool word that you like. That's what importance. If it's important, it has some of those characteristics. The second metric is urgency. Urgency. When does this have to get done by? What is the urgency? How critical is this to be done on a time basis? Is it today? Is it right now? Is it next week? Is it next year? Is it when I get around to it? Example, we have an urgency to raising a certain amount of capital in our fund for a specific need that we have on 2 specific deals that are getting funded. If you have questions about that, if you haven't received the marketing message and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then just let me know and I'll get you the information. We put out a text about it yesterday. We put out an email about it, I think, yesterday as well. So you probably got that. If you're on my list, you're in this group, you probably got the email. If you haven't looked at it yet, on the other hand, then you're potentially missing out on an opportunity if you're in a position to participate with us. Right? So that's not, unfortunately, I can't force you to look at it. I can't put it right there and say, hey, look. Like, I'm not going to be annoying and just like keep throwing in your face. Hey, here. I give folks, we think we give a reasonable opportunity to take a look at what we have going on. But if you haven't seen it, you got to, where's that fall in your priority? So we have an urgency, but the question is, do you have an urgency? Do you have a need? Do you have money sitting, like my one friend texted me this morning? I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to joke about it though. He's a lifelong friend of mine. So I told him about this scenario and I said, here's what we could do as far as the kind of return. He goes, well, I'm getting, 5% my savings account. Why are you only offering that much? And I'm like, yeah, but your percent is per year and mine's per month. And he's like, but I get monthly. I said, no, you get paid monthly, but it's an APY, an annual percentage yield, or APR, annual percentage rate. I'm giving that monthly pay with 1 month for this one particular scenario, and it's 5 times the return of what you get in the bank, like in that example. And you guys, I'm not pitching you, I'm just telling you what I said literally to him this morning. And I think I got his wheels turning a little bit. So now he's like interested. He's understanding. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. How is that possible? Well, I didn't know it was possible until about 4 or 6 months ago. Until I knew like what this business was all about with lending, I didn't know the way money is leveraged. I knew about like fractional lending with banks, like the actual banks out there, but I didn't know in the private money space how things work. So see, I'm on a growth journey, just like you guys. It's just a different level of a growth journey. And I'm here with you to ride with you. Essentially, I'm looking to pull you up faster to come with me so that we can ride up together that mountain. We can walk it up. Like we all got backpacks if you're riding this ride, but you're not walking this walk, I guess is a better example. But the question is, are you moving, or maybe you're out of breath, and that's where you need someone to come and get your arm, lock in, and actually pick you up and help carry you up the mountain. I'm there for you if I can. And I got a team that does the same thing. But you see, if we don't even know where the mountain is, where's my backpack? Where's my supplies? Who's going to walk up the mountain with me? That is the first part of the problem. We got to get clarity. So check it out. We're writing down stuff about priority right now. We're going to have a little story there. Importance and urgency. Importance and urgency. I believe that came out of the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, if I'm not mistaken, with Stephen Covey. So if you want to listen to that on audio, or you want to get that book, that's a great book to consider listening and reading. But check it out. It sometimes is difficult to measure. So I'm going to give you one more depth. This is specific, and I'm going to come back and wrap this into Facebook in a second. 1, 3, 7. I want you all to write down 1, 3, 7. My background, everybody, was not just in technology, marketing, and business. It actually was, when I was at Johnson & Johnson, was heavily focused on what's called Lean Six Sigma process methodology. Lean Six Sigma. Lean talks about taking out waste and removing that unnecessary step or steps in a process. Six Sigma says, I want to do the process the same way every time, all the time, no matter what happens, I'm sticking with it. Sigma represents the standard deviation. It's a statistical thing. It's confusing. But if you go 6 sigmas out from the mean, okay, or the median, I think it is. I can't remember. It's one of those. It's right in the middle, mean, I think. The bell curve, right? The bell curve, 6 sigmas means I'm capturing that process 99.9999959% of the time is exactly the same process. Airlines run this way. Airplanes, right? Like you can't have a deviation of taking off or landing, otherwise there's a catastrophe, right? I would imagine most medical procedures have a very high, tolerance or low tolerance, I should say, for variation. So things that are like super critical, surgery, right? Like there's precision. And so when I think about the prioritization, I think about, process methodology, and I think about all that, I say importance and urgency, and I say prioritization as far as that goes, but I say 1, 3, and 7. I'm going to give you a little bit more precise methodology here of saying, how do I get my number for importance, my number for urgency? I'm having a team of, my whole team doesn't even know this, but I had one person on the team, Mo, is actually working on this, hopefully, coming up with a spreadsheet, an example of how this is going to help you. And I want you to think about Facebook. I want you to think about sourcing. I want you to think about buying. I want you to think about borrowing or raising money. Whatever that is that you're doing, you got to have a spreadsheet or some methodology to quantify the focus. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. 1, 3, 7. 1 represents low. 3 represents medium. 7 is high. I know I'm going to give you some context. In the importance bucket, okay, I'm going to read you something here. If you guys are getting some value, just hit me up with a value comment somewhere, because I want to make sure that I'm going to take a quick pause, catch my breath, and read you something I wrote. I gave you the Facebook stuff, and I can't give you too much more because you might not follow it. I want to see you guys do this. So if you take action and you actually do it, I want you to celebrate that. I'm going to put you on showcase. Anybody who can show us that you made some progress, you want to announce to the group. If you make a post in this group and you implement the strategy, I will approve your post personally to make sure that the whole group knows and they can tell you, hey, congratulations. But more importantly, I want you to have the ability to post your introduction in the group, our group, the Real Estate Investing Mastermind, with the fact that you're making progress, and tell us specifically how many of these things you've done or what you plan to do. If you're willing to put your name out there and tell us that you've made progress, I will allow you to be seen by the entire group, which is over 4,000 people. Why would that be important to me? Because I want to be connected. If I'm you, I need to be connected. If I'm not connected, I'm disconnected. Disconnection doesn't yield progress. Not in this business. Okay, I'm gonna read you something here. Find the document. All right. I'm going to give you an example of the day in the life of Douglas Beck, Douglas J. Beck, okay? This morning, I'm saying to myself, man, I got this presentation I'm doing today. I'm talking about, power of connection and Facebook and things. I got people that want to learn and do, but people got stuff going on. They're not going to understand how to prioritize this, maybe with all the stuff they're doing, how important it is, how urgent it is, what's the critical factor, all that stuff. I'm saying like analytical brains in like overdrive mode. I'm like preparation mode in my head. So I went like this. I hit the button on my phone. I'm going to show you my phone. This button that basically is like a microphone. Okay, that's one way to do this. Now I'm gonna delete what I just wrote because that's not applicable. Okay, microphone. I can record or not record in this case. I'm not actually speaking, and it's putting the word. It's taking my voice into text. If you're not doing this, you're wasting time. Okay, it's not you straight up. I'm nothing but love, but you guys are wasting time. Type in there, sitting there, text my phone, little buttons. No. Typing on a computer, waste of time. Talk. It's much easier to talk. Now, if you want to know in the Slack channel, if you have a Slack channel, and I believe this is the case for the clients, although I've gotten some feedback saying that might not be, and which I'm concerned about, confused about, Slack, the system, which we use extensively, has the ability to take my audio, my actual words, and transcribe it with timestamps so that I could be in a meeting and read what someone else is writing. And of words, like they can see the words and it doesn't have to be listened to. I can also listen to it. But here's the thing. I wrote this thing when I'm thinking about the meeting. I'm like, where do I put this? I'm saying, this is ridiculous. I'm putting it into a Google Doc. So I want you all to get on your computer. You're sitting by a computer right now or sitting on your phone, and you can do this without closing the window. Go to google.com/docs, google.com/docs. Okay. If you're not logged in, you got to log in. You click on a button that says like new doc. Okay. New doc. Perfect. I did new doc and I literally said this, okay? Create a prioritization matrix using Google Sheets to show the importance of a task broken down by the money that it will make, the money it would save, the other benefits. It could bring in some financial capacity and then new column, that it could bring in financial capacity and then a new column for any other qualitative types of feedback. I said this, this is not from like Chat GPT or something like that. You might think I'm crazy, but whatever. We then need to look at the urgency of a task in terms of when it must be completed by a range of days. Today, within 1 day, within 3 days, within a week, within a month, within a year. And depending on which of those answers, there's certain weights of scores that play into the urgency. So I'm breaking this process down. Why is Doug doing this? Well, because now I'm blessed and we're blessed as a company to have an organization of people that need to think. It's like, what do I do first? What do I do next? I have all this stuff on my plate. How do I organize it? We're in this categorization, prioritization conversation, okay? Additionally, impact of urgency if not met. In other words, I need a metric for urgency suggesting that there's a measurement of related impact, okay? How much how kind of traffic could it be? How bad would it be for the task not to get done? I want to have scores of 1, 3, and 7, with 7 is the highest catastrophic and 3 being the medium and 1 being the lowest. So the urgency, if this doesn't get done, this is catastrophic, it's a 7. If it's not kind of or normal, it's a 3. If it's like no big deal, it's a 1. Now, we then need to blend, I wrote this and said this, we blend together the scores of the importance and urgency mixed together to come up with a relative score on priority that's quantitative using the various metrics outlined to the leftmost column at the end of the day. The task will have a blended score of prioritization, and then across many tasks, we'll have a summation of the order. This is like Doug crazy thinking talk, okay? But this is like my brain working. I don't know why. I just had a moment of like inspiration here about technical, scientific type methodology here, which happens, but it just was one of those moments. And it will have a summation of the order of tasks, the matrix of most important and urgent as measured by the specific metrics. Please let me know if this makes sense. Hopefully it does for the person I sent it to. Otherwise, create a Google spreadsheet. So now I'm assigning and delegating a task. I'm giving him specific instructions. Then go through this task, start the process so that I can review it and adjust it. We need some formulas. Remember, as I'm saying this, as I'm basically brushing my teeth, but not brushing, but getting ready to brush my teeth. Like this is the morning. Because some people might say, how could I do this stuff with Facebook? I'm giving you the answer next, okay, in a second. This is an example, a perfect example. When I have all this other stuff going on. Well, I'll tell you. We need some formula to say if the financial benefits between this number, and then it gets one, the financial benefits, next range, and so on and so forth, blah, 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 all this other stuff. I wrote a bunch of stuff. I said, play the score for the entire thing, and it would be either summed up or weighted according to and coming up with a score of maximum X of maximum, and see how much percent of a priority is this. Is 100% the number one priority? Is it 70%, the next lowest, or whatever it is, all the way down to 0%. We'll use this internally and also offer it as a resource for clients and potential clients. And then what do? I go over to my new best friend, or not very best friend, I'll call it, because it's not I don't want to ever be best friends with this thing. ChatGPT, right? Anybody know AI, ChatGPT? Okay. I go in and I said, let me copy what I just voice wrote into my phone. And ChatGPT read between the lines what I was trying to say. And I said, ChatGPT, I want you to create a spreadsheet for this. I pushed it a little bit. I didn't know if I could do it. So I said, can you create a spreadsheet with this methodology built into it for me? And it said, well, certainly I can guide you on creating a prioritization. So it didn't do it for me, but I'm using the 3.5 version. So maybe that's why. Here's a step-by-step guide. But what did? I took the thing that it wrote. It says, open Google Sheets, go to Google Drive, click this button, column headers, first row. It gave the exact instructions. I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. This is for my clients. So you guys I can't, it's like nuts. Okay. It's like numbers and it's not that blurry, but okay. And what did I do? I said, I'm going to share the Google Doc with who? Who's listening? I'm sharing it not with myself. I already wrote the thing. I'm going to pause here to get this video fixed. Hold on. I have a team, thank God, God bless you guys, of a dozen and a half, 2 dozen folks working on different things all across the world. I sent it to one of my head virtual assistants, and he basically acknowledged this, and I gave him within a matter of 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes maybe, how long it took me to say those words and have ChatGPT write the instructions, the work instructions into a Google Doc, which I click a button, share it with the person, and now the task has been assigned. This is my life every day. This needs to be something we consider doing. So when you think about prioritization, I don't want you to sit there and think you have to mull over this for hours upon hours or think about and strategize. Just go put it into motion using technology, using process, using AI and automation, using different tools and people. So look, pulling this whole thing together, how do we do something like that to make it work on Facebook? I need to find people that can either go on Facebook for me or with me to find the people that I want to connect to. I may want to consider getting a virtual assistant, which we can help you find, source, and place and train. We can do this. We've done this before for clients. We've done it for a few people, right? But it's not like you don't have to be a client, and you don't not need to be a client. It's like we do this, and it's a small paid thing, but it's part of our done for you offering to basically find you a virtual assistant that could do this kind of work for you. So what they're going to do is be the implementer. They're going to actually do the hard work, so to speak. They're going to come up with the message. They're going to set up the technology. They're going to do the things with your profile. You just have to be willing to work with them. There's a lot more to that, but I want to plant the seed. This is not something that you have to expect yourself to do all the time, every day, all day. This needs to be something that we delegate and plan. So we've had virtual assistants, for example. Another way you could do this, go on Facebook and go to other people's posts that posted about a deal. And it's not like a secret. There's nothing taken away from anybody else. They literally go to the comments where people are putting interested or email addresses or phone numbers, and they put those people into a list, and then they send a message, an email, or they make a phone call, or they send a text and say, hey, I saw you posted about so-and-so has an email, has a deal over there. We actually have some stuff we're working on that could help you this way. Would you all be interested in connecting? Oh yeah, I would be interested in connecting. So now I just grew my database by the people that are commenting on a post in a group. I could do the same thing, have a virtual assistant go through the group, go through the membership of the group and actually see the member list and literally one by one message those people and say, hey, I work with so-and-so, you, right? And I'm working on behalf of so-and-so. I'm their executive assistant, their personal assistant, their assistant, whatever. And I'm reaching out because I wanted to get connected. Here's what we're working on. We're looking to buy this. We're looking to sell this. We're looking to do whatever. Would you all be interested in connecting? But check it out. Once you do that, the question is, where do I send these people? And we're at 1 o'clock, so this is going to be the last part of this, and I'm going to wrap this up. We'll pick this up in our Growth Collective meeting, but we'll also pick this up in the Dealmaker Live. I hope you guys, we're going to finish this thought. I hope you guys got value from this. I feel like I'm pouring out some different stuff than I expected to, but that's okay. It's stream of consciousness, and that's what you guys need right now, I feel like. So you need to be connected. You're not connected yet to the people you need to connect to, and they're all waiting for you to connect to them. But check this out. You or somebody else puts out those messages. Messages come back. Their conversation is happening. That's great. But now where do you send the person? Where do you send that person next? Is it a phone call? How many calls can you take a day? Are you working for somebody else right now? Are you really able to take phone calls? Do you have time to set up appointments? Maybe you do. Maybe you get a scheduler. That's a good idea. Or how about I create a video? Let me show you something real quick and then we'll wrap this up. Hold on one second. But I got to probably screen share a certain way. So we get a lot of things that we're putting out there in marketing. I'm going to share with you guys one thing. And I got to also be mindful that so what I'm about to share, I'm going to preface this. Okay. First off, thank you guys for being here every week. I mean, we're here basically every week. Sometimes we have, holidays and stuff that come up, but we're invested into this group because we care about you. And this is for the Growth Collective that are here in the Zoom meeting, but also obviously the folks in the free group. So kind of getting an idea of what it's like. If you're listening to me still and you hear me in the free group, I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'm going to personally give 5 people, the team has to monitor this, of 5 people spur of the moment access to the next meeting we have in the Zoom room to join our meeting. I see we have about 15 people in the Zoom room right now. And I see some names of people that are really awesome people. All you guys are, but people that I know are action takers. I see Larry, I see Wendy, I see Candace, I see Joe, I see another Joe, Jose. I see people Katie, I see Marlo and Noman. I see people and Ephraim. These are folks that want to be connected with you. And you need to get connected with them because they made the decision to take responsibility and step into the growth of their business and their life. And it's not because of me, but they decided that, and we just are helping usher them along, take them up that mountain. But I'm going to show you in a second, and I'm going to have to cut it in a little bit. If you could comment that you want a ticket into this room, I just need one of the team members to monitor that. Let's get folks that direct message access to this Facebook or to this Zoom meeting. I'm not looking for us to drop the Zoom link into the group. I'm looking for you guys to get a direct message to the person that says they want one ticket. Up to 5 people, 5 guests can come in the next, 50 minutes or so. As you're doing that, as you're commenting, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to stop my video for a second, getting choppy again. Connection doesn't like me for some reason today. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. And just to preface this, I'm going to show you one of the 6 or 7 passive investing private opportunities that we're providing to our Growth Collective. And we're also providing to our private network of investors who have identified as such that they're interested in these kinds of opportunities. I'm going to show you by actually showcasing the exact process. I'm going to describe to you the system, the funnel, the plan. And at some point, I'm going to stop the meeting broadcasting into the real estate investing mastermind because I can't go deep enough. And I'm going to ask my group if they want me to go deeper in the group. So like, you guys got to understand that's going to be for you to step into this group. You got to comment, ticket, please. And the first 5 people will get a ticket to get the Zoom. Don't forget, before I do this, next week, Thursday night, thedealmakerlive.com. Thedealmakerlive.com, 5 p.m. Eastern time until 8 p.m. General admission is free. An extra hour for VIP plus 30 days of coaching, twice a week coaching, access to the community as if you're the client that you might already become. That's free for $47. Okay, it's a no-brainer. But anyways, let me show you the screen. And I'm going to take you through this spreadsheet for a second. Somebody's looking at this. I'm not going to look who that is. This is an example, and this is a private spreadsheet. Okay, you can see what it says on top. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm going to kind of explain something as you're looking at this on the screen and saying, what is it he's showing me right now? This is a spreadsheet that our company has, that I created, that my team helped me modify and adjust, that serves as what I would call a funnel of sorts. The top of the funnel in lieu of having a website. So you might say, I can't create a website right now. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the money to do that. You know what you do? You go to Google. I'm not going to show you, but you click on Google, you go to Sheets, and you create a little spreadsheet, or you create a Google document that has links. I'm going to show you what I mean. This is a spreadsheet. It has different details. This has information about different opportunities. Okay. We're going to look at an example of what I did using a tool called Loom. By the way, team, I'm not monitoring anything, just a heads up. So make sure if people are commenting, they get in the room, because I want to make sure people can see this if they want to be part of this with us for the next 45 minutes, an hour.
We're monitoring.
Good. Thank you. And let me know if anybody does come in. If nobody comes in, you guys missed out on the opportunity. No big deal, but doing this next week. Okay. Doing this next Thursday. If you could be here, fine, come on in. I'm going to show you though with a couple of tools, one being basically free, which is Google Docs or Google Sheets, plus Loom, this thing called Loom. I want you to go to loom.com, Loom.com, not Zoom, Loom. Right? Shout out to my buddy Garrett, who actually recommended Loom a long time ago to me. These are 2 videos I did. I'm going to show you one of them today. I'm going to have to actually stop the sharing for a second because I forgot to click the button to let the audio play. You're going to hear what I said in my own words the one time I recorded it again. And now I have the opportunity to present this to the room that's here and the people that hear this message wherever they hear it. And this particular opportunity does not exist all the time. Like, this is not a sales pitch. I'm telling you that this particular opportunity for this, what's on the spreadsheet, if it's something of interest, is not always available. It has been brought up and taken down multiple times over the past few months because of capital needs that we have to do what we do as KPRE Capital Group funding loans, okay? But right now it's open. This deal is open, and it's to our general partnership. Yes, we are a 506c fund, or LP is a 506 governed fund. This is a general partnership private loan. You're going to hear all about it in a second. It's not to do with our fund directly as far as how we service loans and make loans out of the LP. This is separate to our operating company. I'm going to explain what I mean when I show you here. You're going to hear it. I'm going to stop the screen share for a second and reshare it with the video and the audio. Please make sure we got people coming in the room so they can hear us. Okay, guys, I see somebody's waiting to come in. Okay. I'm showing you, not just telling you today. I hope you guys see that. Okay. I need you to understand that this is not theory. This is practically speaking what we do on a daily basis. I'm going to maximize my screen now, and you're going to hear this. I'm going to stop talking. You're going to hear my video. Is that okay? I hope you guys are okay with that. Hold on one second. Let me get my mortgage or trust deed. Hey, it's Douglas J. Beck, Managing Partner and Chief Investment Officer at KPRE Capital Group. And I'm really excited to share with you one of our newest offerings. It's actually our participation bridge loan offering. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get there from the website. So we're going to go to kprecapitalgroup.com. We're going to click on the button that says Invest With Us. From this page, you're going to scroll down. You can read all about why us and our track record and all the details. I did another video you might have seen already about our LP offering, which is right here. We're going to keep on scrolling down. We're actually going to go to direct investments and click on this. And you're going to look for this offering right here, which says participation bridge loan via corporate note, returns of 2% per month with 100% liquidity in 30 days or less. I'm going to click on this. And as you see here, some key information. The minimum term is 30 days. The maximum term is 180 days. We're going to talk about this unique offering in a moment. It's got a 2% monthly return and essentially a 24% annual return with liquidity in 30 days, 100% liquidity in 30 days, and secured through a first position mortgage or trust deed. Let me explain. So this exclusive offering caters to investors seeking a robust return, as it says here, with complete liquidity within 30 days, underpinned by a first position loan and a proven track record of successful loan origination and trading by our company. See, KPRE Capital Group LLC is offering potential investors the opportunity to provide a short-term bridge loan to us in the form of a corporate note. This loan will constitute a crucial 10 to 20% portion of a larger loan that we will make, KPRE Capital Group will make, and originate, but then subsequently sell to an institutional note buyer. Now, this is a secure and transparent process when you work with us in this capacity. Investors can rest assured that we, KPRE Capital Group, will only proceed when originating the loan using its general partner, otherwise GP funds, if and only if approval is secured from our institutional note buyer prior to the origination to purchase that loan. That means that the meticulous approach that we use here ensures that every step of the process is aligned with the interests of both our fund and our company, KPRE Capital Group, and its valued investors. Timely and profitable it is as well because the entire process from loan origination to its sale to the institutional note buyer is expected to span a mere 3 to 4 weeks. And it's not just expected, it's been done over and over again many a time. This short time frame underscores the efficiency of the investment, allowing participants, i.e. potentially you, to benefit from a quick turnaround on your capital. We have assured liquidity. Upon the successful sale of the loan, to the institutional note buyer, KPRE Capital Group will gain full liquidity. This financial maneuver ensures that the private loan extended by investors to aid in originating this loan will be promptly paid off. This commitment also to liquidity provides investors with confidence in the security and reliability of the investment structure, as it talks about here. And so, why would you want to participate? Well, strategic positioning, investing in a well structured participation loan with a very clear exit strategy. We're going to make the loan with the intention to sell the loan. That is the only reason we would take on your capital potentially for this particular offering. Risk mitigation as well. Benefit from the careful vetting process, ensuring approval from the institutional note buyer before we loan originate. So in other words, we will not originate the loan unless we have a pre-approval or an approval, full approval from the note buyer. Okay, quick return. So we're going to capitalize on a short-term investment opportunity with a rapid 3 to 4 week turnaround. We say 30 days. We could do it usually within 3 to 4 weeks, even sometimes 2 weeks. One of our note buyers buys every 2 weeks. And so depending upon the cycle of when we're selling the loans that we've originated, you're going to see that happen, whether it be within the month or within a couple of weeks. So transparent process. So you're going to gain insight into each stage of the investment process with us, fostering trust and confidence. So you're going to have clear visibility as to what's going on. You could ask for a daily update, a weekly update. We can keep you posted about the trading process. And as I said before, 100% liquidity within 30 days. You're going to enjoy the assurance of complete liquidity, as in you getting paid fully back. If you do a 30-day term and you don't want to roll this over, that's totally fine, in a month, and enhancing the appeal of this obvious investment opportunity. So this is a limited opportunity to participate in a very lucrative venture with us, KPRE Capital Group. So act now to secure your position in this exclusive participation loan offering. Now, if you want to go ahead and move forward, I'm going to click on the button that says invest now. Okay, if you're following along, go ahead and do that now. On this page, you're going to see a commitment amount request. I'm going to put amount of $50,000, for example. I'm going to click next. I'm going to have to create a new account. And then from there, it's going to show me different things like my investment disclaimer. I'm actually going to be able to sign documents and fund right from the website. So again, this is Douglas J. Beck with KPRE Capital Group. I'm a managing partner and chief investment officer. If you have any questions, send me an email, douglas@kprecapitalgroup.com. And I'm looking forward to investing together with you into first position loans against real estate. Thank you. All right. So that was a little example. So real life stuff, shared this. Hey, it's Douglas J. Shared this on a private spreadsheet that, had stuff here that you guys can see some of it. There's different things and there's different opportunities, but that's an example of what you could do as well by just simply taking a webcam like we have here, a tool called Loom, a spreadsheet, and a network of people that you're going to get connected with, and go out there and tell somebody what it is that you're offering available. Now, be aware, full disclaimer, you have to be comfortable and understand that certain things you could disclose to certain people, certain things you can't disclose. So the demonstration was for informational purposes, although if we don't have a prior relationship and you want to participate, we have to have a conversation. Now, that's a general rule of thumb. So you want to make sure you know who's actually participating. So there's no way for someone to click on a button and then just make it happen. What's going to happen is our system gets notified. And then if we don't know who you are, we're going to have a conversation to figure out. But this is, again, example of a loan made to our general partnership, which is the operating company. Very important that when you're doing deals, is it going to be an investment, a loan, whatever it's going to be the structure? Most of the time, most of us are going to have a specific transaction, like a fix and flip, a buy and hold, or something like that. But you can use the same methodology. So you have a video that you demonstrate, explain. You have a call to action, which is going to be go do this, to take action towards the thing I want you to consider looking at or doing, which might be send me an email, give me a phone call, send me a text message to have a conversation. And then in that one-to-one, I say one to many and many to one. Some of you have heard me say that a lot of times. Right now, I'm one of me to many of you listening to this message. And then some of you will come back and say, hey, I'm interested in this, or that. We have a one-to-one conversation and we take it from there. So that methodology we need to consider in our business and what we do as far as how we put out what we're doing, what we're working on. But we have to have somebody to tell it to. So your network is your net worth, as I say. You need to think about, who am I sharing this message with, and how am I getting connected to those people? So that was the purpose of today, really, to show you and tell you kind of examples of how we use technology, like we're doing right now, in a group of over 4,000 people that we've created over the past few years, and continue to grow. But you guys listen in the Zoom room as well, which also has been created through the internet. by simply sharing a message. So the question for you to take action today is, what is the message you want to share? What are you looking for and what do you have to offer? You need to ask yourself those questions. And when I said before, there's three things. You might be wondering, what's the third thing when we talk about it? So there's capture, categorize, and you might have thought prioritization was the third thing. It's actually not. The last thing is to go create. Go create. So if you have captured what's on your mind and you wrote down those things and you circled the stuff and you put lines through it, you did different things and made notes and you prioritize all that in the categorization process. Now, only then, and if and only if you have a plan, do you go and create what it is that you want to create. See, like when I thought about the video, when I thought about the process, the first thing I did was I went into our portal, our investment portal. I made sure I had the layout of everything the way I wanted to. I planned out how I was going to say it. I planned out how much time I would take, roughly about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, to keep people so they knew what I was talking about and not being too confused. I wanted to make sure that the detail was there on the page. So you got to think, like, if I'm using a Google Doc, how do I make sure the layout is correct? How do I make sure that it reads properly? If I want to show a picture of a property or a house, and I want to talk to somebody about either buying this deal through us or possibly investing with me, being my partner or being my lender, I need to have some type of presentation. So all that and more, I mean, this is everything we cover inside the Growth Collective. But your first step today, if you're not part of like what we do in any sort of other group besides the one you're hearing this in on the free group, you want to go to the dealmakerlive.com, get your ticket. Again, even Growth Collective members, make sure you kind of hold your spot. And then the VIP upgrade is like a no-brainer. It's $47 for 1 extra hour of Q&A in a Zoom room. And then you also have 30 days of additional coaching and support in our community. So with that being said, my Alexa is calling my phone for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I'm not gonna be able to answer that. So nonetheless, technology, right? Amazon Alexa is another AI. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the team, we're going to disconnect. I'm going to actually disconnect the broadcast into the free room, into the free community. We're going to take a quick break for the community. We're going to pick it right back up in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, if anyone in the community wants to go ahead and put a question or a deal that you want to get reviewed, a link, or you might have already shared that on Slack, you could do that now. We went a little bit over on our free conversation today, but I wanted to make sure this was valuable for you guys too. So make sure if you have something today that you need for this group meeting on 1 p.m. is our official start time, let's make sure we cover that. Until then, I'll see you guys next week, everybody else, and we'll see you at the Dealmaker Live next Thursday night.